Hello everyone, my name is Aster. I'm back today with another little guide thing. Today we're going to be going over how to play tall. Um, and yeah, let's just get right into it. I mean, why not go ahead and start her up? So, when you're playing tall, guys, you don't really want to start out as a very big kingdom. Because big kingdoms, it's too much to manage while playing tall, and the whole point of playing tall is to get really, really wealthy and become really, really powerful at a very small, not very small, but like a relatively small area. Like let's say like you can still be a kingdom. Becoming a kingdom, but being something like West Francia is not something you want to do. Like empire size, not good. But if you're, let's say you start as Yellen and you conquer Sjælland and become Denmark, that's completely fine. You can still play tall with that. You just don't want a huge realm when you're playing tall. And playing tall is all about getting super, super rich and becoming like super, super ahead of everyone in terms of like development and wealth and like your buildings and stuff, and then easily taking over everyone around you. A lot of people think it's not very fun. I actually really enjoy playing tall, and it is probably the single most powerful strategy you could have in Crusader Kings. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do that. So we're going to start with just someone random. We'll start with the Duchy of Gwynedd. We're not doing a full playthrough today, of course, but we are going to be going over what strategies you could make later in the game in order to progress yourself further. So, as you see here, Gwynedd, pretty small area. We've only got 6 holdings, it seems. Capitals on this island. And what you want to do in playing tall, don't want to expand. I would say the most you should conquer if you're starting is Gwynedd, very specifically, is Wales, like the rest of Wales. The Wales takes up this whole area. We bleed a little bit into England, but that's okay. You should probably just take over about this, maybe a little bit of Mercia, and that's what you want to cap at for a while. You really ideally want to go for the stewardship tree and get the wealth focus because of the bonus 10% to income, and the stewardship tree also grants bonuses to vassal tax contribution with 10% on Hergild, and large levies gives you a 10% or 20%, I'm sorry, vassal levy contribution to make your armies even more powerful. Also incredibly useful to get defensive measures to increase your fort level and your garrison size on your forts so that your country is harder to take over if anyone decides to declare war on you. And golden obligations is very useful because it just milks money out of people you have hooks on. This works especially well if you are the head of your dynasty because you have a dynasty head hook on more powerful members of your dynasty, and you can just demand money from them, I think every 5 years, something like that. Around that amount of time. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But it is very helpful. War Profiteer is not the most useful thing. It is nice if you're still making like positive money while you're at war, but negative, it only make you lose a little less, and it's not really that much less. It is my domain is incredibly useful because of extort subjects, gets you around 200 to 300 gold. Really depending on the size. I've gotten as much as around 700 for one of my decisions. But that's when I was playing as a multi like empire level character. Avaricious is also an incredibly useful start. We went over that in my custom character video. You can see it. It'll pop up in the corner right there, a little white thing. You can click on that. See if you want to make like a really good custom character. I'd say that is a very helpful video for you. Anyway, aside from the stats part of playing tall, well, actually, this is still in part of the stats. If you can, you want to find a spouse with good stewardship. It just happens that my spouse has 14. Very helpful. So, if you have a spouse with good stewardship, you can go into the council, and your spouse will be here. Change it to manage domain, because that will boost your stewardship dependent on what theirs is. So because hers is 14, I get a +7, which skyrockets my stewardship all the way to 19, increasing my monthly income by 22%, specifically for my domain taxes. So domain taxes refers to any money that your holdings themselves generate, not vassal taxes. I must specify, stewardship does not increase vassal tax. It only increases domain tax, which is still very helpful because if you're playing tall, that's where most of your income is going to come from, is domain taxes. In terms of buildings, this is the other most important part of playing tall. In terms of buildings, you want to have preferably like plains is a very, very good type of holding because in plains you can build farms and fields. Farms and fields at base will increase your tax by 0.5 gold per month, and it increases every time you upgrade. So if we hit the preview button, you see 0.5 on the beginning, 8, 1.1, just keeps going up all the way to max is 2.6, which is a huge amount for one little holding. And of course, you can just keep on constructing them in any of your holdings that are plains, like not this one. I think actually this duchy only starts with one plains holding, which is a little sad, but that's okay. Because if you're on the coast, as this country is, you can also build, let's see, trade ports. Where are they? Yep, trade ports right here, which give you a bonus to tax and development growth. Development growth is incredibly helpful. We'll go over that in just a minute, though. So as you see, this goes all the way up to 1.7 and a plus 40% to development growth for the whole county, which is crazy. That is a huge amount of development growth, and I believe it does stack if you have multiple trade ports in the same county, which is nice. That is awesome. That is huge for this county or construction. Other buildings that provide a lot. Let's see. Forestry is a decent one. It'll decrease construction time. Hunting grounds is okay. It increases your military more than anything. It only goes up to 1.3. Duchy buildings, I would always recommend, let's see, where is it? Tax offices will increase your holding taxes, or royal reserves will just give you a flat bonus to the money. Either one, very, very, very good. All right, and now on to the third and final thing for playing tall. What you want to do is not have your steward set on collect taxes. You actually want to have them increase the development of your capital. When you increase the development, the levies you receive and the taxes you can collect from a holding become higher. So having them set on increased development, obviously, will increase the development of that county and therefore let you collect more tax. If you're starting somewhere in a very well-developed area, like let's see, anywhere in India, I believe is very well developed. We can look. Yeah, India is very well developed. The coast over here, Baghdad, Constantinople is extremely developed. Rome and Cordoba are all very, very, very good places that are very developed and extremely, extremely good for making money. And yeah, that's essentially it, guys. That's how you play tall. To recap, you want high stewardship as a base, a spouse that has high stewardship to increase your money gain. Focus on the stewardship lifestyle with the wealth focus to get a 10% increase in your monthly income. You want to construct buildings that will increase development and increase tax income on the holding, and you want to increase the development of your counties as much as you can. And that's how you play tall. Eventually, after a certain amount of time, you'll have an absurd amount of money, you'll have an absurd amount of prestige, you will have an absurd amount of military power, and you can go and conquer anyone with relative ease. I would say, honestly, if you were to play tall as Gwynedd, it would not take very long to conquer the entirety of the British Isles and form the Empire of Britannia. From there, you can go into continental, Scandinavia, Iceland, anywhere your heart desires. And yeah, that's how you play tall, guys. Thanks for watching. See ya.